Right. Everything seems to be working. I hope it actually is. Yeah. Seems to be. Right, great, fantastic. Great. Oh well. Hey everyone, welcome to Rules Fun. I am Chris, I am the local game master and also the person who does the gameplay stuff. And yeah, I am just continuing my playthrough of Grim Dawn because it's fun. Using the Codex of Reckoning. And soon, I'm not going to say very soon because it's still going to take a while, but sometime soon, an improved or empowered Codex of Reckoning. So we're actually making progress. Yay. I need to relearn how this character works. So last time was kind of almost a cleanup round, doing some side quests, going to some weird places somewhere far away. But now we can actually continue with the main quest. And at first, that's not going to be extremely exciting. Oh, let's zoom that one out. There we go. Now I can actually see. Now I can actually get information from my map instead of just being like, oh yeah, yep, I am here. I exist in this place. Wonderful. So the plan for today is just moving forward and see how far we can go. We're going to join a cult. What else are we gonna do? I hope to finish... Hello! I hope to finish up Act 3. But that might be a bit enthusiastic, I don't know for sure. Dropped in here, here about to join a cult. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the end of the world. It happened. But don't worry, they are a cult of like-minded people. In which I mean, they like to burn things and hit things with weapons. Or are you any good? Scars of Battle, Personal Virtues. Your Personal Virtue. That's good. Scars of Battle is you. Actually, you don't decrease my damage by that much, and you increase many other things. You may have watched Rapture Palooza this afternoon. I am not familiar with that. I am so sorry. How many different attributes are there? Okay, so I'm going to try to... I'm seeing my entire chat twice, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to see if I can just restart that and if that's better. But to answer your question, so technically there are only 3 attributes. There's physique, cunning, and spirit. Physique is mostly defense and health. cunning is physical damage, and spirit is magic damage. So there are not that many attributes. The problem is that there are a lot of damage types. There's fire damage, cold damage, lightning damage, which all are elemental damage. And then there's also acid damage, piercing damage, bleeding damage, vitality damage, ether damage. That's not even damage type, that's enchant and chaos damage. And then they don't even mention physical damage. And you need to have a decent resistance to all of them at the end, because otherwise you die. So I'm going to run into a problem when I encounter anything that deals vitality or ether damage, because I don't have resistance against those. And acid damage is also the rest is alright. Feeling that that's a lot of numbers. This is the overview. Here's all the damage stuff and all the defense stuff. Apparently Rudnick the Cruel is the most powerful monster I've ever killed. Great. But that's what I actually kind of look for is mostly the damage per second, my armor rating and my resistances. How do you even get started on understanding all these things? But by just trying things out and by playing the game. Like, I noticed that at first I basically only focused on damage per second and armor, like on these two numbers right here. That was my focus. And also a little bit on health. I lately learned that in these kind of games resistances are very important, so now I also look a bit more at my resistance numbers. And I've also heard but not yet noticed that offensive ability and defensive ability are also very important. But I don't know. I've yet to really notice that. So how do you get started? I don't know. I also just do some things. I'm not an expert at this game. I want to reiterate that. Like I mostly judge it by, okay, if I'm in a fight, how quickly do I kill enemies and how much damage do I take? And from that I kind of try to see, okay, is this a decent character or not? And it's not foolproof, absolutely not. Then again, I'm not an expert, kills 5 monsters in 2 seconds. I mean, they're just like a bunch of mass monsters. That's what they're supposed to do. Oh, hey, Robert. I did not notice that it was you. My apologies. Oh yeah, that was something else I would want to talk about. So I have, and I don't know, I might have mentioned this last time, I have in one of my private sessions found the exact hammer that Macy and Glory are wielding. And apparently it's a hammer that also gives bonuses to Macy and Glory and allows you to summon more of them. Sadly, that's not what we're going to do because, you know, that would mean that we have to drop the Codex of Reckoning, which is, of course, something that cannot be done. But that's okay. There are other alternatives because can we find it here? I mean, it is in my It is in my inventory, in my shared inventory, and it is a monster drop, which means that there is a specific enemy that we are going to encounter in this series that doesn't guarantee to drop it, but that does have a decent chance of dropping it. Pilgrims from Mace to Hammer of Crawley? I mean, kind of, yeah. We're going to have to go there for the cult we're going to join anyway, so might as well add our own reasons for going there. Besides the fact that the cult we're going to join is going to pay us. So, you know, we're not even so much joining them as just being hired by them. Yes, Robert, we're joining a cult. Just accept it, okay? It's fine. It's fine. They said it was fine and I believe them. Here they are. Look at this. We're in Apocalypse and look at this. They even have a counter with just stuff. They have a book on the ground called, or notes from someone on the ground called Beacon of Hope. An Acolyte's Pledge. I mean, can only be good, right? I don't know for sure, but I think they've got toilets. Yeah, I think this is a bathroom. We're in a game apocalypse world, and they have got toilets. Like, you don't encounter those. They even have doors. But let's actually talk to the person in charge here. Not really the person in charge, the vice person in charge.
May the light of Empyrean guide your path.
There we go. You're the one the Legion sent. You're later than I expected. You wanted to speak with me? If you wish to prove yourself to the Chosen of Kaiman, then first I require proof of your purity of spirit. Show us that you're not aligned with the forces of the Void. What must I do? The vile cult of Chthon has been an agent of corruption and chaos within Cairn, but their activities since the Grim Dawn are reaching catastrophic levels. Even now, they summon creatures from the Void using their heathen blood rituals. These rituals must be stopped at... must be stopped at any cost. The cultists are known to use special seals of binding when they practicing their art. Their most powerful members often carry them on their person. If you're truly interested in Father Kaiman's mission, then you must recover these seals and bring them to me so that they can be incinerated in Empyrean's fire. I will get the seals. So, I have a lot of these seals. I've got a lot of these seals in my shared inventory that I just have that I share with basically every other character I play. But I thought it was fun to just go and gather them instead. This guy is going to tell me that there's a rift somewhere here, which is a rift we're not yet going to enter. What did I... Oh. Because first, we need to get a quest for that. And I've kind of already all planned out how we're going to get to that quest and what exactly we're going to do and such. Like, this has been planned. And there we go, there's our first chthonic seal of binding. I'm going to be honest here, I think this is the first time, or it's definitely the first time on a solo stream, that two people are having conversation in the chat with each other. And I feel so awkward for it, because I feel, on the one hand, I feel like when I'm talking that I'm intruding on the conversation. but I should be talking because not everyone can see the chat. Especially if you watch this on YouTube, in which case, hey, please go and see your Twitch and congratulate me on finally uploading stuff on YouTube. Whoops. Anyway, what I did want to talk about, and this is it's kind of a complaint. It's not really a complaint. It's something of this game that I like less. After finding out about the hammer that gives you bonuses to summoning Macy and Glory, I thought it would be fun to look up other items that give a bonus to Macy and Glory to see if we can pick any up. And in doing so, I did discover that there are a lot of items out there in this game that you get access to, or that require you to be level 94. And they are really cool items. They are big item sets. They give bonuses to abilities, but most importantly, they switch around what exactly the abilities do, which is something that I really like when games do that. When games say like, hey, you know that fire spell that you always cast? Yeah, cool. It now deals cold damage. The problem is that you have to be level 94 for it. This game goes to level 100, which means that you're already so far in with the character that you cannot really make a character around those abilities because you've already settled in on playing a specific character. And they're such cool item sets, and I would love to be able to use them earlier, but you know, you need to be level 94. Oh well. Yeah, exactly. Like, I get both sides. If they are if you have to be level 94, they better be cool. Yes, exactly. And they are. And I get that. But you have to play on hard difficulties to get to that level, and I don't like playing on hard difficulties. Yeah, I got my Macy and Glory nice and early. So, now I want to know... this person is about to burn the witch. Burn a witch. Stay back! We've got ourselves a taken to burn. What's going on here? We caught this taken trying to cast some ethereal magic. Was probably planning on corrupting the whole area with her wicked ether fire. So we tied her up and figured we'd give her a little fire of her own. Only sure way to be rid of this taint. You wish to speak to the taken first. Here to gloat over Nathaniel's prize? Want to look me in the eye before you light a torch? Suppose it's a waste of breath to tell you that I'm not taken. Then, what are you? These farmers wouldn't know a taken if it walked in on them, fornicating with a goat. Look, I may have dabbled in the arcane here and there, maybe cursed a few mongrels for getting too touchy, but I'm not some ethereal's puppet. Why do they think you're taken? These peasants see ether fire and immediately think it must be an ethereal's doing. Arcanists have been wielding the ether for centuries, but nowadays you might as well tie your own noose if you're a practitioner of the arcane. How do I know you're telling the truth? Ralia stares at you, her eyes piercing through you. Perhaps because you of all people should know better than to accuse people of being taken. Do you want to burn the witch? Or do we believe the witch? Or believe you know, okay, fair enough. She is a witch. That much is sure. Is she an evil one or not? Was that a jab? Okay, so the background story of this is like how it all started. Like okay, lore dump. Taken in this world, a taken is someone who is possessed by an ethereal. So they are not really a person anymore. They have been possessed, and the ethereal now controls them entirely. And that is the reason why the ethereals came. That's the reason why the ethereals were able to basically take over the entire place and cause the Grim Dawn and throw the world into an apocalypse. So, being taken means that you're possessed. However, usually just that doesn't end well. But we, as the main character, our story begins when we were possessed by an ethereal and when we were about to be hung, executed for, you know, for being an ethereal. But just before we died, the ethereal escaped our body and went off on his own, and we were cut down in time to not die, and that is the origin story of our character. So we used to be taken. Oh wow, I took too long, huh? We used to be taken, but now we're not. Now we're just a person with no real backstory because we were possessed for a long time. Right. Then what are you? How do you know? I will talk to them. Right. Well, what are you waiting for? The Taken needs to burn. I am not convinced she is taken. What do you mean? Just look at her. Ethereal if I ever saw one. We saw her casting with her ethereal magic. There is no doubt. There is no proof. Ah, I see it now. She bewitched you with her powers. You're just as good as a Taken. Boys, looks like we've got ourselves another one. What? No, forget it. So that ended well. Hate to admit it, for a while there I thought I was as good as dead. Thank you for my freedom. How did Nathaniel get the best of you? They must have seen me working the cauldron, saw some ether glow and jumped to their own crazy conclusions. They were on me before I could cast a single spell. I may have access to powers beyond most men, but I am no ethereal. Here, take this. It's a paltry gift, but the least I could offer my savior. I will not forget his kindness. Farewell. Yeah, I'm sorry. She doesn't really give a satisfying answer to like you look like you know her. She basically tells you like, yeah, I know people and I know when people are weird. That's kind of the thing she says, I think. And then she teleported away, so I could not ask her. Now for another great person to find. Hello there, stranger. You don't have the look of a cultist about you. What brings such a well-armed adventurer way out here into the middle of nowhere? My business is my own. What are you doing out here? I do admit, an unarmed woman stranded on her own out in cult-infested land must be a strange sight. Was out here working on a book when the grim dawn struck. Stranded between the wilderness and bloodthirsty cultists, I managed to survive by hiding out in a nearby cave. At least I did before I collapsed. Do you need any help? You truly are a godsend, stranger. We will need some dynamite in order to clear the way. I don't suppose you have any. If not, I do actually. Is this enough dynamite? Why yes, that will do. Aren't you the resourceful type? Here you go. Splendid, stand back now. Don't want to get caught in the blast. Even in these trying times, you've found it in your heart to help a complete stranger. It's commendable. Please follow me inside so I can properly reward you. Alright, thank you. Some of the other options, like all the rejecting a quest options are absolutely stone cold. Like one of the first quests you get, John Bourbon, the quest giver, says something like, I know this may sound like a suicide mission, but could you do this for us? And your answer can be like, you're right, it sounds like a suicide mission. Go and find someone else. I must apologize for the ruse, but alas, I cannot travel very far from my tomb. You may die knowing that I will savor you as I drain the life from your breath. You tricked me. Deception was a necessity. Would you have sacrificed yourself willingly, knowing my true intentions? I merely do what I must to survive. Now hush and die peacefully. This will all be over soon. Not if I kill you first. Yes, it is a demon again. Yes. There are so many just monsters covering as other people in this game. But luckily, you know, you can always just help someone out, and then if apparently they turn out to a monster, you know, just slam them. Or, you know, leave Macy and Glory into slamming them down. Yep, that road is blocked. Oh. Now, so now we're looking for a bunch of captured farmers, and for more chthonic seals mostly. We are also going to pick up our first legendary item soon, which unfortunately is always the same one, but you know, that's okay. I should probably be quite quick with finding chthonic seals, huh? I just realized something. Right, that is... Yeah. Damn. I don't know if that's going to work. Look, it's a chthonic rift. This leads to a place that I cannot easily get out of, and we're not going in there because we will have to go in there anyway later on for a quest. So we're just going to ignore it for now. And with later, I mean very much later, like I would say 3 sessions or so. Now, I am going to max out Oathkeeper. Can I do more than that, really? No, I can't. Alright. Now I have the choice to either get Divine Mandate, which would be the best choice, But I'm going for upgrading Macy and Glory because of course I am. So their very presence sears the souls of your heretical foes. So they deal damage in an area and reduce resistances, which apparently is great in this game. I was hoping that was a chthonic seal. It wasn't. Dreadnought footpaths. Hey, that is the item that we're wearing now. It is slightly better than what we have, but not better enough to go through the effort of enchanting it again. Yeah, Macy and Glory deserve race. They are the actual heroes here. I'm just showing them the ropes. Oh, Rope Claw. Nice. An item that I find a lot and have yet to find a use for. Are these farmers? Nope. Alright. Never mind then. There is a devotion shrine right there, which is great. Oh, there's... Oh! Great, so this is a boss that we would have to kill later as well. I hope we still get experience for that one. I really hope so. Oh, damn. I mean, it is vitality damage, which is not what we really do. So I'm going to say no, I think. How is it the same item but still better? I mean, this one has... The new one has 45% increased physical damage, and the original then 40%. There are slight differences in those things. Oh, I need a chthonic seal. Oh, damn. I need to find even more chthonic seals of binding. That's bad. That's not good. Should be obvious. If it's bad, it's also probably not good. Maybe a little bit. I'm ranting. Shouldn't be. Nope. So... There are some people here that we need to free. I just went flying off there without any reason. Luckily, Macy and Glory just solved all my problems. Anyway, hello. I don't know who you are, but I don't much care. You're not a cultist, at least you don't look like one. Please get us out of here. Those bastards have been taking us out of the cage one at a time. We were forced to watch while they drained the man completely of his blood. It was horrible. I can get you all back to Homestead for your riftgate. At this point, I'd settle for anything. Just get us home. I see you in Homestead. Yay, we saved a bunch of people. Why do all these people think we don't look like cultists? I mean, we don't look like chthonic cultists, and those are the cultists they know best. So assume that's the reason. Other than that, I don't know. Any luck recovering those insignias? Yes, here they are. Thank you. It may seem like a small gesture to you, but you have helped honor the Legion's fallen, and we will not forget that. Please take these iron bits as compensation. It's the least we can do in return.
Got something you need stashed?
We do need more spirit for this one, so I'm upgrading my spirit. Even though I do want to get my physique and cunning higher.
I'll hold on to that for you.
And
Got
now that I'm
something
here
you need
anyway,
stashed?
let's store away some items.
It's safe with me. Promise. I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Iron well spent.
Nope. Now we go back to Captain Sommer.
I am told that Lysandra and a couple others have returned safely from captivity. All thanks to you. We thought they were as good as dead after they disappeared in the Blood Grove.
The cult must be stopped.
I could not agree more. We've been cut off from Fort Icon long enough.
What's our next step?
When the Legion was forced to abandon the capital, we made Fort Icon our new base of operations. It's an old fortress to the far north, once used to protect the trade routes leading through the Asterkarn Mountains. However, when we began marching south, we encountered immediate opposition from both the cult and the Ethereals. Many of our men were killed, pincered between two opposing armies, and we were forced to retreat towards Homestead. The Ethereals now control the area known as the Conflagration, but the Cult of Cthon has taken residence within the Dark Veil Gate, effectively cutting us off from our forces to the north. With the cult's front lines battered and their sacrifices freed, I believe it is now time to advance on their main position. Karaz, the Sigil of Cthon, the name has come up several times, including a recent bloody interrogation. We have no idea if he is the head of the entire cult, or if he is merely a pawn in someone else's game, but one thing is for certain. He is at the Dark Veil Gate. I need you to infiltrate the fortress and take out their leader. Lay waste to the cult's followers. Let nothing stop you in reclaiming our bastion.
It will be done. Oh, I thought we were going to talk with Inquisitor Creed now. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Inquisitor Creed is pretty cool, I think. So now we got a new quest. She also mentioned the Conflagration. The Conflagration is a place that is right here. That one. We will go there when we're about level 50. Because that area is hard. I mean, the area itself is already pretty difficult, but it also leads to another area that is even worse. Which leads to another area that is even worse. And I just want to be well prepared for that. And level 50 is one of the power spikes you get in this in this game because of items. Because that's when you hit a required level for most empowered versions of common items, such as the empowered Codex of Reckoning, as well as the first legendary items. Of which we currently have none, but I hope to have some soon. What was that? Why did that happen? I admire the pathfinding in this game, but sometimes I'm like just a little bit off, and then it just rushes me to the other side of the map, because why not? Everybody always giving iron bits. I mean, it is the currency in this game, so it's not that strange. Because what is more apocalyptic than iron? Let's fight some big monsters. Oh. The Chthonians finally despise me. Great. not just flying back. Yeah, knockback can be very satisfying in this game because it works against creatures that are way bigger than you think it would work against. That was not a clear sentence, but I hope you got it anyway. Oh no, iron bits is the currency. It's not a crafting material, it's the thing right here. You do need it for crafting, you kind of need it for... It's so funny. You kind of need iron bits for absolutely everything, and still you've got too much of them. Or too many of them, I should say. The other rare crafting materials are way harder to get. For example, we need to find 3 chthonic seals right now, and we killed quite a lot of chthonic people. Oh, I already have one of those. Alright, fine. We killed quite a lot of chthonic cultists, and yet we got only one of those insignias, of those seals. There are crafting materials, there are crafting items, quite a bit of them, quite a few of them, that require 12 of those. And that is one of the more common ones. Now, I don't really know why I'm always going here. I think it's mostly because I like it, because there's just a group of people here
Come see what's left at my wares.
that sell unique items. And I've used one of them once. I don't think any of them are going to be useful to me right now. Doesn't seem to. But that's fine.
See you around.
I just think it's all. 12. Yeah, it's just a number. It's not. I don't think it's very like weirdly specific. It's they've decided on you need 12 of these for these recipes. Nope. Where is it? Oh, it's just further down. I'm... Want to act too early, it's fine. An entirely abandoned and like house that is falling apart. But the candles are still burning. And the clock's still ticking, so it cannot have been abandoned for too long. I mean, there are people around here, so I suppose it's going to be abandoned soon. I totally forgot to do this. I don't know why. There we go. Wolverine finished. Here's first legendary item. It is a totally normal bulwark. It is a shield, but it's actually a mace. Because that is a series of items here. Candles have plot armor. I find this note very weird, because it describes like, oh, there's a shrine here. There's a shrine to a forgotten god, because it's not to Empyrean, which is kind of the more generally accepted god, and it's also not to one of the 3 witch gods, because they were never worshipped openly. But now that I look at it, it might be different. I am quite sure, but not 100% sure, but this image does look very similar to the image of one of the 3 witch gods that you encounter later. But now that I look at it better, maybe it's not. I should compare later. When we get to the Temple of the Witch Gods. Where we're going sometime in an episode far from here. It definitely looks very similar. I'm getting a little frustrated that the enemies are not dropping chthonic seals. Because that means I need to change my routing. Is this the area where we are going to start our cult/religion? I mean, maybe it is. Although I honestly think that that we have more of a nomadic cult. The cult goes wherever the Codex of Reckoning is. And since the Codex of Reckoning requires us to, you know, basically burn and or smash in the heads of our enemies, we want to have it with us on the front lines, which means that the cult is wherever we are. Or more specifically, the cult is wherever the Codex of Reckoning is, and since we are the carrier of the Codex of Reckoning, that means the cult is wherever we are. And maybe that will change later, but you know. This is the part of the game that I'm far less familiar with than the start, so you will see me checking the map far more often because I don't want to miss things. I don't know if you heard it, one of those people who was a possessed person just said this vessel is mine. Those are ethereals. That person was a taken, a person possessed by an ethereal. Just to clarify, to show like you encountered those people. Does he think you're going to take his vessel? I don't think so. I just killed his vessel, which is probably why he's upset. But it's shown in more occasions than... it's shown in more moments that doesn't actually kill ethereals. When you fight Warden Creek, the boss of the first act, he says literally, you can destroy this body, but you can't truly kill me. But I don't think he thinks that I'm going to take his body because I am not an ethereal. I used to be possessed by one. but I am a normal human. Or a quite unique, special human, but a human nonetheless. Now where's the... There we go. So now we're in the village of Darkville. Which means... And look at that. A beautiful summoning circle, presumably to keep the ethereals out. That is kind of what I presume, mostly based on the fact that it seems to work, because it's going to be a while before we encounter any more ethereals. Oh, I accidentally activated that one. I didn't read that. The sentence did kind of sound like it. I don't know. Maybe there is this thing that he might think that I'm another ethereal, because I don't know, but there are several references throughout the game that there is something different about us because we were taken. And it also kind of both feels, and we don't encounter any counterpoints, that we are either the only one or one of the very few taken who managed to get out of their possession. That doesn't sound like it's going to come back at all. Yeah, I know. If it does, it has to be in the DLC, because I've not yet played the DLC and it's not in the main game. But like I literally just said a second ago, I've not yet played the DLC. I don't know, maybe it's in there. I hope it is. It would be cool if it was.
That skill's not ready.
Oh wow, I don't know what happened there, but it wasn't good. This village is entirely taken over by cultists, and the notes you find in in this village, which I'm not reading because that takes time and is kind of boring. The notes are just in general in this game, to be honest. The notes that are just lying around here in the game are probably the thing that gives this game most of its horror vibes. Like, most of the horror in this game is not through things that are happening or monsters appearing and such, but through the notes that you find over time. Because those can get pretty horrifying. Books were the true horror. Yeah, except for one. One book is great. Yeah, the village is in a beautiful shape. It's looking great. It is not in 1,000 pieces, which is great. It's a bit... like, a lot of buildings have kind of fallen apart. And there is a bathhouse filled with blood and bloody people, but that's fine. And there is a boss right here. Well, I never really know if they're going to give me trouble, if they're going to give me problems or not. I don't often know that with bosses, if they are difficult or not. It kind of just depends on what your character is and does, and I don't know enough about the inner workings of the systems to tell that by just like, oh, playing this kind of character, so this boss is going to be hard and this boss is going to be easy. Like, I don't know. Right, next one. Stag, right? Yeah, stag. And wait. Actually, I think we might be able to get started on Oloron, which would be pretty cool. But you need 2 more. I don't know. Oloron is pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Oloron is one of the gods in this game. Many gods in this game have their own constellations. Oloron is a god of war, and if you want to know what Oloron's entire deal is, it's basically the God of War series. Like it's kind of just the same character. A warlike god who killed his wife and kids and is now eternally angry. At least I thought that was the god. I may be wrong, I've never actually played God of War. I thought that was the lore of it. Don't know either. Great! Excellent. I mean, I probably... Maybe someone who watches this knows it better, in which case... My apologies. I don't know the series. I very vaguely know some very vague things about it. Oh, there's a crumbling wall here. Ah, yeah! Hidden spoils. Got excited for a short moment and then I saw what it replaced and I realized that it would in no way be any better than that. The big problem with having good items. Also, just this mace that I'm using right now is, I think, one of the best maces in this part of the game, because I've got another character that is entirely different that also uses this mace, and it's just like, yeah, it's not even really meant for this character, but it increases damage by so much. Yeah, we are an RPG channel. We deal mostly in tabletop RPGs and sometimes in non-tabletop RPGs, but mostly tabletop RPGs, which we know a relatively good amount of. certainly more than most. Then again, knowing anything about tabletop RPGs is certainly knowing more than most. We're playing a game that is not 5th edition D&D, so we know way more than most about tabletop RPGs. Yay! 3rd seal banning! Excellent! Yeah, we should play Dust City Outlaws again. Ooh. We could try playing Dust City Outlaws sometime on stream. I don't know if that will work. Considering, I mean... I do genuinely notice that the further I'm in this game, the harder it becomes to actually look at the chat as well. So my apologies if I don't react instantly, or, you know, I'm doing other things, namely playing the game. It is just an added challenge. Ooh, another criminal wall. I did not know this place. Sweet. I mean, though it's not amazing, but still nice that I found it. I have to say that I love the comment. For those who don't know, Dust City Outlaws is epic. You didn't tell anything about Dust City Outlaws, just that it's epic. And I mean, you're right. Still. More items that are not great. That's what I mean. I'm finding so many weapons, and I've yet to find one that's better than this mace that I found quite a long time ago. Or no wait, it was actually just last episode. Never mind. But I could have gone there far earlier. It's just like, yeah, this is not just the weapon that's better, but the weapon that's better by a massive margin. Like most items I find now are what, 1,000, something like 3,000 less damage. Yeah, 4,000 less damage. You don't deal damage. Many others at that range of numbers as well. But that's okay. So I've got another character that uses that item, and it's kind of funny because that character is both the exact opposite as well as very similar to this character. It is also a character that, I mean, is more about fire than about hitting things with a mace, but still about burning down enemies. And it joined the Kaiman's Chosen not because of their great thing, or not because of their purity and righteousness, but merely because then she could burn down more stuff. And it's a character that is the exact opposite from this one, because it's a character that you would think would absolutely benefit from an offhand focus, and the character uses a shield. Because I found a shield that was so good for that specific character that I felt like, yeah, I can try to like keep to an offhand focus, but it wouldn't help. Oh, only 900 less damage. That's an improvement. There's also a hammer. I should go back for just a moment. I mean, you can do that in a moment. My responsibility to tell them what it is because they cannot see you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, sure. I cannot really tell anything about the lore of these people anyway, so... Dusty the Outlaws is a tabletop RPG, although it has... It's a bit more board gamey than most other tabletop RPGs. It is mostly about being part of a collection of criminal gangs and doing some sort of job. And it's kind of in a one-shot format. Like, or few-shot format. Every time as a group you do one of those jobs. I need to think for a moment, because I definitely want to find mandate. What else do I want? What's the core of my character? I want more attack speed, and I want better macing clock. And also Divine Mandate. How much is that going to do for my damage output? There we go, 700 more damage. Excellent. Since when do I have a halo? Since I got Divine Mandate. It's an ability that I've had for a long time. I've got 2 now, apparently. Anyway, Dusty the Outlaws. Dusty the Outlaws is kind of like Ocean's 11. That kind of movie, but then in board game form and set in a Renaissance, like Venice, except that it's actually in New York. I just need to look for a moment about if anything of this is of use to me. It's probably not, but sometimes items drop that are just really good. I think I found the same item, the Dreadnought Footspats, I think 5 times right now as this character. Which is crazy. It shouldn't happen, but it does. we're going to... Yeah, I am wearing them. I'm very happy that they drop. We're going to fight the boss of this act soon. First, I should clear out my inventory.
Got something we need stashed?
Yes. Do I have any items that are worth stashing? I don't think so. Oh, I want to keep you there. This item is legendary, and that's fun and all, but we already have one. Oh, no, I already have one on the character that's going to use it. And it's an item that will...
What's left of my wares.
that is guaranteed to drop. So, not really a reason to keep it. I'm already... It's also not like will be able to use it with another character earlier than I would otherwise, because I've now got the item. I need to be level 50 to use it. I'm now level 44, and level 50 is still very far away. It may seem close. It may seem like it's only 6 levels away, but those 6 levels are going to take most of the rest of what's left of the main game. You're still living in a dumb prison, though. I am not living there. I am quite sure I'm just living wherever I go. But I'm welcome in Homestead, which is a place that is a bit better off. I just help them, and, you know, some of my friends live there, so it's fine. Well, friends. I mean, they're okay. They're not really doing much, but they're holding up an important position, apparently. Oh, yeah, of course. Bosses are always behind big doors, big gates like this. And once you go through them, you cannot go back. And that's the boss music. There we go. Not too difficult. Yay! That was the... Ooh, that's a good item. I think I already have this quite often. Still, it's a good item. That was the boss of Act 4. It was not too difficult. Now we find the item called Final Sermon, the End of Times, which I think kind of just tells enough about what exactly is going on. But to still say it quite... Are you good? No, you're not. To still say it quite bluntly and straightforward. So, the Cult of Chthon is gathering blood. That's kind of their entire deal. They gather blood for to return to the god they name Chthon, who was a god before humans were a thing, and who was then defeated by presumably other gods. So I'm not quite sure which ones. But that's not so important. What's important is that he was defeated, and then the stories go that he was entirely drained of blood, but because he is a god, he cannot actually die. And from his blood, people were made, or were created, or something. It is thought that the blood in people's veins is the same blood as the blood that came from Chthon. Which is why the cult of Chthon is so in love with blood and in taking it from people. And apparently they have been gathering blood to perform a very large ritual to revive Chthon. Which would kind of just mean the end of times, because, you know, resurrecting a god is never really a good idea, apparently, in games, also in real life, although I think that would be far harder to do in real life. In games, it never ends well. And, yeah. The Tomb of Korvak kind of tells a bit about their plans, and about the fact that apparently a part of Chthon is imprisoned underneath a large imperial structure called the Necropolis. And there I spoiled the rest of the game for you. That is, from now on, it is pretty straightforward what's going to happen. But luckily there are a lot of side quests. Speaking of which, I really should go back to fix things. I totally forgot to do that. That's fine. This is also the part of the game where the ethereals are going to take on a bit more of a background role. We get a cool ethereal fight a bit later on. Or like an important one a bit later on. In the main game, at least. In the main storyline, at least. But most of all, the rest of the game is going to be about stopping the cult of Chthon. For now, though, let's first go back to Sorrow's Bastion. Do you have the chthonic seals? Are these the seals you seek? Good. Without these, the cult's rituals will suffer and their foul implements will burn in righteous fire. You have proven yourself in initiate. Are you prepared to fight in Kaiman's name? What does Kaiman require? You've crippled the cult's rituals, but that's not enough. So long as the cult is allowed to act without fear, they shall wreak havoc upon what's left of humanity. We have tolerated their movements for too long. What must be done? Father Kaiman demands that one of the cult's higher-ranked members be exterminated like the vermin he is. I speak specifically of Bolvar the Bloodbinder. This individual is responsible for more sacrifices to Chthon than any other cultist in the area. By Kaiman's will, hunt him down in the Blood Grove to the north and act out Empyrean's vengeance upon him. I have already dealt with Bolvar. As if guided by Empyrean himself, you have acted before even asked. Father Kaiman will be pleased to learn of his demise. You are very eager to act out Kaiman's will. Will you be his blade against the Order? I mean, I prefer maces, but sure, what must be done? In the northern Blood Grove, there's a stronghold known as Fort Herod. It's an old arms storage facility that could prove useful. Unsurprisingly, it has become infested with the Order's vermin. Travel to the fort and eliminate all who oppose you. Find their leader, a Master Ravok, and make an example of her. Go forth with the confidence that Imperial is with you, as I shall bestow a blessing upon you to guide your hand in battle. I will eliminate Ravok. Yay, best. Cool. You're a dipshit, Olivius. Thanks for the comment. Now, first we go here, because we have cleared out Guyver's Mill. Any luck with the lumber mill? The lumber mill is clear of Chthonian spawn. I'll have men sent over there immediately, so it stays that way. A job well done. Thank you. Up, there. No, just go here.
Why do you have such a grim look on your face? What happened out there?
Karos lies dead, but I found some disturbing information on him.
Let's see. I'll be damned. If the bastards pull this off, we may as well slit our own throats. This scenario is well beyond my pay grade, or would be if I were getting paid. You will need to bring this to Creed's attention immediately.
The Inquisitor?
I've already informed Creed of your recent actions. He is most eager to speak with you. Show him what you've shown me. He needs to see this.
I will speak to Creed at once. So, I find it very unfortunate. Creed's voice, for some reason, is one of the softest in the game. And this is quite loud music, so you won't hear much of it. But he's a cool character.
You're here. Good. We have much to discuss.
Right, I'm just for this. I'm going to turn off the music volume. I will turn it on in a moment.
You're here. Good. We have much to discuss.
But I just want to hear what Inquisitor Creed actually says. I found these notes on Karos.
I've heard of this ritual. It has been performed only once before. If memory serves me, the results were, shall we say, not good. The cult must not be allowed to see this through. We must make haste to Fort Icon at once. Will you join us?
Where do you need me?
With the cultist ranks scattered, we can once again reconnect with the main Legion force to the north. And just in time, too. Based on the information you've brought back from Karos, we need to immediately send all available forces to the necropolis and stop that ritual. Olgrim and I will be leaving shortly with a small contingent of troops. Will you meet us at Fort Icon? It lies just beyond the Astakarn Mountains, through the Darkvale gates.
I will see you there. And music back on. Like Illuvius can just tell us what actually to do. Yes, what I also find noticeable is that he's like, oh, I can see that you're very eager to act out Kaiman's will, when I just did something for an entirely different reason. Like, I killed that guy because he was in the way and wanted to kill me. Not because of Kaiman or Furion anything. Exactly. I kill because it's the way of the mighty Codex of Reckoning. And just because there is this other cult right here that happens to, like, also have targets that are walking around here and also is all about fire and smashing people with it, we're different. We absolutely are. Something else that I find kind of funny is that, you know, Kaiman's chosen, so Brother Aluvius and everyone else there follows, of course, Kaiman, but Kaiman is not the god. Kaiman is the prophet, and Furion is the god. And there are notes that you can find around from Kaiman. But the weirdest thing is, Kaiman is an actual character in there, and even more so, he is a character who is in that location. So they're like praising his name and kind of treating him as if he was a god, but he's right there. He's literally in the same room. I know, I just find that funny. It just feels a bit weird. Like, how full do you have to be of yourself when you're surrounding yourself with people that genuinely worship as if you were a godlike being? Because they praise Kaiman, and they praise Kaiman's name and like Kaiman's will. Mostly very insecure. Who knows? Like that one. Maybe he just needs a hug. Who knows? Alright, so it was enough fun for now. Another horrible story. I am finding items around here. This one. Notes from the trip south. Which is kind of weird because like note number 1 is the furthest south, and then the further up I go, the number becomes higher. And they basically describe a story of how 2 women became Wendigos. And how they were so hungry that because there was just no food around and it was extremely dangerous, and they had to So the father of it was a family of 3. The father of the bunch eventually went to lure people in by promising them his daughter. And then killed them. So they had food to eat, namely said person. Eventually, the father/husband died and became food for the mother and daughter instead. And the mother and daughter tried to continue that tradition until they became less and less human, and they couldn't lure people in anymore to eat. So they decided to go and hunt for them instead. And these are them, Sylvie and Nuana. And that, like, those notes are so dark. Yeah, it is fucked up. Yeah, it is. And there are so many of those kinds of notes around. There's this note. There is a note that is the diary of a little boy who was apparently left home. Who was apparently not so much abandoned, but whose parents were killed in the Grim Dawn, and he writes in his diary how he doesn't know what's going on. There are notes about someone who you can slowly see falls into the influence of the cult of the cult of Chthon, and then has a final note of that is like starts to praise them more and more, and the final note is like, I've made my decision. It is time we return to Chthon, what is rightfully his.
I'll keep your stash safe.
The sacrifice will be made at dawn. And the game is just full of it. There's so much of that. So yeah, absolutely a great, fun game.
Well spent.
The first time I saw that one of the tags for Grim Dawn was horror, I was surprised. The more I play this game, the less surprised I am. The more I realize, like, yeah, this is a horror game. Maybe not in just the... Not in... I mean... It is not a horror game in the jump scare sense. But there are pretty bad stories. And there's also some pretty bad, like, imagery spread around. Things that if you take a closer look, you're like, oh, that's not good. Those are people, or those were people. Yeah, let's focus on Macy and Glory instead, and let's go kill some necromancers. Because, you know, the other cult wanted this fort because it would be useful to them, so, you know, fine. I guess I will clear it out. Oh, I'm missing something. I'm not talking that much at the moment. Because I try to, you know, not say absolutely horrible things that happen in this game. And I just cannot really think of anything else that's around here, because it's... This game really gets darker at the end. Like, that, by which I do not mean like, oh, it's going to get even darker than this, by which I merely mean... The more you look into it, the darker it gets. But that's fine. It's an apocalypse after all. We're doing fine. Because we've got our book. We've got Macy and Glory. And everything is fine. Oh, I know why they're on this place. They're running out of toilets. Oh, there was a hidden wall there. That was quite a good item, actually. Oh, I already have it. Never mind. We still need more spirit, even though I do not really like investing in it that much. Okay, so what do you want to upgrade? Both parts of Macy and Glory and our basic attack, because those are the things that we use the most. Yeah, forget food. Toilets are the most precious commodity in Apocalypse. I would say, look at, what was it by now? 1.5 years ago? I'm taking quite some damage. Look at about 1.5 years ago. What was the thing that went missing from all the shops? Toilet paper. Still more than enough food. But no, toilet paper is absolutely commodity number one. Before anything else. You don't agree with that, do you? Nope, you don't. So we've already killed the boss of this place. So in theory we could just go in and hand in the quest, but you know, I still wanted to clean it up a bit. Don't deliver a place that is not neatly made and cleaned up, and don't forget to take everything that's there. I'm not going to read that out loud. I am at the wrong rift gate. Okay. Probably should go there as well. That's fine. We can do that right now. Oops. Whoa! Plus 500 damage? That is great. Plus 2 to running force and plus 2 to force wave. Now, I don't think Right, so we don't use any of those, but still plus 500 damage. I mean, yes. Yes, please. I do want to keep you on the side though, because I want to get the stuff from that thing. Unfortunately, that is not going to help us with what we're going to do next, because next we're going to encounter one of the worst things, not worst things in this game. Well, lag. Lag is the worst thing in this game. So when we walk here, we take damage. And it's not always clear where the area that damages you stops. It is extremely frustrating. And if you're not careful, it will kill you. It has happened to me multiple times. That's not a place I can go, and my endurance is actually running out. That's how you know it's bad. My endurance never runs out. Whoa, yeah, Macy and Glory are green. That's weird. I know it's the lighting here, but they kind of look... They basically look exactly how Macy and Glory look when you take the perk to corrupt them, so that they deal acid and vitality instead of physical and fire damage. Which is the thing that we could do, but we're not going to. Where does that lead? Oh, it just leads back. Alright, fine. Macy and Glory are a great help here, by the way, for the very simple fact that they cannot die. Oh, no. Oh dear. My constitution is down. That's bad. It means that we won't heal quickly anymore. And boss fight. Splendid. I put myself in a very stupid position right here. But I might make it out. I seem to have made it out. Excellent. Yeah, at least I'm not and stuff. That was right. Yeah, so that is the hard thing there, and we will encounter it a couple of times more. By the way, those are vats full of blood. We will encounter it a couple of times more, and it's going to stay roughly exactly as frustrating as it was now. Because there is nothing you can do about that damage. I mean, there is something you can do about that damage, but I'm quite sure that it was like... It is based on your health, so getting as much health as possible also doesn't help, because it deals a certain percentage of damage. You cannot fight it, you cannot... kill it or turn it off in any way. I was quite sure that even either resistance doesn't help against it. Basically, the only thing that does help is total damage reduction, which is very hard to get. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge forever. Oh yeah. Ah, so here's the hidden path. Here's the last of the 3 parts of the hidden path. I mean, kind of. There's one more quest after this. We're here to get the runestone of Bismiel. Or I think it's actually pronounced Bismiel at some point instead of Bismiel, which I find weird. But most people probably won't. Son of Bismiel. And I got an attribute point. Yay! Closer to being able to wield the next Codex of Reckoning. Items aren't great, but that's fine. Why is it always spiders? It's not always spiders, but spiders are probably the most recognizable enemies in this game. They're most clearly spiders.
You need stashed?
Now that I think about it, they might actually be the only actual animals. Because there are rift hounds, but those are not really like hounds or wolves. There are kind of mosquito-like creatures, but they're not really mosquitoes. I mean, they're people.
Tinkering is my specialty.
But I think that there's actually not much else than spiders. Weirdly enough. There are vultures, you're right. Yeah, there are. Vultures. I honestly don't know how... I mean, the spiders are also oversized. Have you dealt with Ravok? I've slain the necromancer. You've exceeded even the blessed father's expectations. He wishes to speak with you. Do not make him wait, sister. I will speak with him now. I love the reaction that you have. I must dress off this ordeal. So yeah, here is Father Kaiman. So here is the actual person that this entire cult is based around. Did we already pass those? Yeah, they were in the Broken Hills. That was, I think, partially last episode, partially 2 episodes back. Or 3 episodes back, maybe even. 3 episodes back. Come, my loyal chosen. I have a task for you that comes from Imperium himself. Yeah, sure. What is Imperium's will? Empyrean has granted me a vision of a faraway place. In it I saw a great fire, a beacon in the darkness, but the flame is being extinguished by tendrils of corruption. But there is still hope, and Empyrean has shown that you are to lead the charge. The Order of Death's Vigil, even as we speak, are laying waste to the sacred site underneath Fort Icon to the north. It is the tomb of Archon Bartholom. Of Archon Bartholom, a priest who centuries ago was a devout follower of Empyrean. The Order have found the Archon's sacred ashes. They likely intend to use them to fuel some twisted ritual. We must not allow this to happen. You must go to the tomb and reclaim the ashes for the Chosen. Let nothing stand in your way. I will recover the ashes. So yeah. That guy, Archon Bartholom, that's the guy who wields the mace of Macy and Glory. Just a fun fact. It's getting close to time, so we'll probably play until the next Rift Gate. And then I will call it a day. That seems like a good stopping point. Then we can do... I mean, first get to Fort Icon next time, and then... probably do... Oh, yeah, do some quests in Fort Icon. Get to... meet one of the most awesome characters in the game, in my opinion, at least. Then... probably go to the temple of the Three. Become really good buddies with the rovers, so that they will give us a quest, and then do some other things. So next time is probably going to be a lot of side questing. But it's going to be very cool side questing. Because it's going to be let's be honest, one of the forbidden domains. And also the pilgrimage, yes. The pilgrimage for that one hammer that we're not really going to use, but still. Also, this is Ruined Shrine. We unfortunately... Oh, wow! Well, I mean, if the attack didn't kill them, then the fall certainly will have. Damn it, I totally forgot that place was there. Oh dear. Can we push the shrine of the cliff? No, we need that shrine. We need that shrine to become more powerful. We're not going to push it off the cliff. We're going through an awfully long process to restore it. We want the shrine's powers. Wait. I'm... Probably not, but still want to check. No. Right, good. I totally forgot that thing was here, so... Might still be a little longer after all. Damn it. Because there's still a tomb we need to go into. Oh! Apparently there's a boss here. I mean, not for long. There we go. I am genuinely surprised with how well this character does. I did not expect to really be able to do anything with this character. I really expected that the fact that I cannot use his shield was really going to backfire. And we'll basically become like, yeah, this character cannot do anything with But no, apparently it works quite well. I don't think I've died just yet. Which I think is a decent measure for success, especially in games, and also in real life. To a certain degree. Hey. Hey. I think that was a decent statement. Oh, cool! Someone who has actually played the game. Have you also played the DLCs or just the main game for now? And also, how bad is Elite? Waiting for... yeah, fair enough, I guess. I can tell you absolutely nothing about DLCs because I have not played them. Although I do have them. Yay, we're now respected by Simon's Chosen. Was quite an obvious statement, but I have to make up something. I mean, I guess I can talk a bit about this place. Mostly about how I don't get it. It's one of those places, it's a dangerous domain. It doesn't really have any significance in the rest of the game. Maybe I've missed a quest for it, but I'm not sure. I haven't encountered one of the quests of it at least, and it is in the main game, so maybe at far higher difficulties, but certainly not at normal difficulty. Yeah, exactly. Once again, and in one, like on the one hand, I want to join in on the conversation that people are now having in chat. On the other hand, it kind of feels like awkward to intrude in the conversation. Anyway, what I wanted to tell, this place is called the Tomb of Korvak. And Korvak is a character in this game. Not really a character, is a concept in this game. It is right here. Korvak, the Eldritch Sun. The Eldritch Sun rises once more to claim his celestial throne. Like, this is a godlike being. And apparently has a tomb. And there's nothing interesting here. Like, there's a boss fight. Sure, fine. There are enemies, yeah, sure. There's no quest connected to it. When it feels like this would be such a big deal. This is the tomb of a being called the Eldritch Sun. I'm just really surprised by that. To be honest, I don't find the lore that ridiculous. I've certainly encountered weirder things. The lore can certainly sometimes get really dark. But that's mostly something that I find interesting. That I've said that multiple times, I will just keep saying it. How interesting I find it that the darkest part of the lore, something that actually I like about this game, is it doesn't really shove that many things in your face. It's not like, here's the lore, you have to sit through it. And this is important because of these and these and these reasons, and this is the idea behind it. Like, you can kind of look it up through, and you get hints on what is actually going on through through notes that are laying around. Witch Hunter and Sorcerer. I'm trying to remember what it was. I apologize, I don't remember which two combination of classes that exactly was. I've got a character for every single combination of classes, because I am used to playing a lot of characters at once. Because that is what I do in these kinds of games.
Skill's not ready.
Wait, Sorcerer is Arcanist and Arcanist Demolitionist, right? Oh yeah, Occult and Nightlight. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, those are cool. I mean, to be fair, something this game does really well is that every combination of characters is a valid combination of classes. So, in theory, every kind of character can work. Only some slightly better than others. I think this is an upgrade, isn't it? Break me wrong. Yeah, I think so. A bit less armor, but it's fine. A bit less armor, a bit more damage. It's probably fine. Right. Yep. Great, that's it. So that was the Tomb of Korvak, which doesn't really have things in it at all, and still feels like such an important place. And with that, we're now also at the next rift gate, right here. Korvak was a big fan of his pottery, which I now smashed, all of it, like the wonderful person I am.
Got something you need stashed?
So, none of the items really. I mean, you look cool, but you're not really useful, I think. Oh,
Promise.
you are.
Oh, hold on. I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
So, yeah, I guess that is it for this week. What did I just... Right, that's fine. So, next time, we will go to Fort Icon. We can
Iron well spent.
go and pick up the hammer of Macy and Glory. I mean, I did actually get something out of smashing the pottery. It was iron bits, but apparently that's valuable. And apparently that's also recognized as a... Because you find... Wait, you find iron bits in all places. So apparently, before the apocalypse, people already traded with iron, with like iron pieces. Which does not seem like a great plan, but that's okay. You do you. Anyway. Next time is going to delve into forbidden domains and encountering, in my opinion, one of the most awesome characters in this game. But that will have to wait till next time, because it's time for me to end up. So I hope to see you then. This Sunday we will continue our Dryden campaign, which is going to be cool. People are finally going to encounter the nobles that they're about to escort back. Finally! After so many weeks. And next week I will be back playing more Grim Dawn, probably, I think. If everything goes alright. So that's it for me today. I hope to see you again. Hopefully on Sunday. Or Friday, or... if you're watching this at a later moment. Go and check in on our Twitch channel. We're doing stuff sometimes. Usually 2 times a week. We're trying. Anyway. That's it from me for now. So, thank you and goodbye.